All right, man. Could the tides be changing in Charlotte for the Carolina Panthers? Chuba Hubbard, he said, and the Panthers are tired of losing. With this mindset, could it mean more W's for the Panthers in 2025? And once again, man, we will have a mystery discussion as the great podcast panel will display their great football knowledge. And this could be another great debate tonight, man. We are live, and it's going down tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's after dark. Well, the sun's still out, but still after dark, right here on the Sports Talk Show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for being here with us on this Saturday afternoon, afternoon. Sun's still up, so we still officially daytime, right?
Yeah.
That is. All right. Streets. All right. Well, I'll just say Saturday night here. Wherever in the world you are watching us, we are the Real Sports Podcast, and this is your best sports podcast in the YouTube sports community. Welcome to the Real Sports Talk Show, After Dark. And around here, man, we talk about the hottest news and what's going on in the sports world. And this is where you will get some of the most entertaining sports debates you will ever get on YouTube, man. And shout out to our sponsors over at SeatGeek, Bonfire.com, the official home of the Real Sports Podcast merchandise, man. You got these T-shirts right here. Get them while they're hot, and the hats too as well. See me fly. If I'm wearing them, goddamn it, you can wear them too. I got them for the cheap, so go get them. Go get them, man. The Real Sports Podcast merchandise. Use promo code R2Gear, and I'm putting it for 15% off everything in the store. 15 now, god dang, 15. Can't beat that. 15, man. And Lokia, you can have your favorite beaded. I still ain't wearing my bracelet. Beaded braided bracelets at Lokia.com. And they got your favorite MLB team and your favorite NFL team. All the links is in the description box below. And let me add this. We are the only podcast that interacts with the live audience. We the only ones on YouTube that do it. So if y'all here watching, man, if you want to talk and give your opinions right here with the great podcast panel, feel free to drop your chats in the chat, man. We can get it popping. Speaking of get it popping, they're the very best. They are the very best. They are here to entertain you tonight. They are the real Two Sports Podcast panel. And yes, he is don't adjust your TV screen because he is back for the second week in a row, ladies and gentlemen. And he represents the 5-time Super Bowl champion, Dallas Cowboys, one of the all-time greats here on the show. This man here has more NBA trivia championships than anybody, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Do not cross the street, ladies and gentlemen. That's my fishing partner. He is Wall Street, and he's in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Appreciate your host. Pleasure being back with my guys, talking some sports. Feeling really good about the upcoming season. My Cowboys looking good. New head coach. Hey, it's looking very, very optimistic. And as usual,
baby.
Feel like we might be able to get to that Super Bowl this year, host.
Ooh, hey, bro. Sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. I'm not gonna doubt nobody out, bro. I ain't gonna doubt nobody out. Street, you start fires when you say stuff like that.
Big time off-season pickups, man. We looking good, host. Looking good.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I like that pickup though, Perkins. No. I like the Cowboys, man. I mean, people, I like them, bro. They ain't got no problem with the Cowboys.
They love the haters. They love the haters.
Hey, that's just me, bro. I like the Cowboys. They all right with me. Speaking of team, man, my Raider brother, the day one, he has returned. The day one. The man has been here since the very first episode 18 years ago. Representing the three-time Super Bowl champion, the autumn win, the Las Vegas Raiders. The man was named after legendary Hall of Fame running back 17, Bob Trail, baby. Marcus Allen, ladies and gentlemen, Oklahoma State alumni, and representing the new UFL champion, the DC Defenders. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my man, Mr. Young Mark.
Hey, man. Pleasure to be here, be amongst my brothers again. Happy Men's Mental Health Month to everybody out there. And to borrow a phrase from my old rival here on the show, boy, it's a great day to be Mark. Let's go, baby.
I know that's right, boy. It's a great goddamn old day.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It ain't
Got
SGA,
me feeling
baby.
like SGA.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it ain't SGA, baby. It's reside in the DMV. He resides in the DMV, but he represents the great county of Duval and the Jacksonville Jaguars, ladies and gentlemen. He is the wrestling trivia champion.
We'll be defending that thing on Wednesday, too.
Ooh.
Oh. Who he beat for that title?
Our fellow panelist, Mr. Mark.
Oh, Mr. Mark.
Smack Mark around a little bit.
It's going
we've been going back and forth with him.
Hold up. You got to understand something, dog. I was not smacked around. If you go back and listen to the film,
it always go to the
wild trivia session. Don't do me like
that. Dusty Rose elbow drop on his ass.
Nah, it was one of those Iron Man match type of situations where the last fall just happened to swing away. That's all it was.
You got him in an old small package. You hook the tight.
Yeah. There you go.
You want to go that route?
There you go. There you go. Dusty Rose.
I love it.
Yes, sir. He is the 2024 Real Sports Podcast MVP. He's the third man to grab that MVP, ladies and gentlemen. He is the reigning MVP, Rockstar Rock.
What's up, everybody? We're just going to keep it short and sweet. Let's get to this show, pay some bills, and keep continuing to be great fathers out there.
That's what we do, baby. We get thrills and pay the bills. Well, a little bit of thrills, but we got a little thrill every now and then. A little now and then, you know what I mean? A little now and then, yeah. All right, man, again, man. We got a boy. I'm gonna leave that alone. Thank you guys for watching the show, man. I got my main man, my fishing partner, Wall Street here. I got Mr. Day One Young Mark, and I got the reigning MVP, Rockstar Rock, man. Let's start this show off. Let's take a trip to Charlotte because there's a lot going on. I think the winds have changed in Charlotte here. Chuba Hubbard says, and I quote, "The Panthers are sick and tired of losing. The veterans in Carolina are tired of all the losses. The Panthers haven't made the postseason since 2017, which was also the last year the club had a winning record. Drafted in 2021, running back Chuba Hubbard has been around for the losing. In his 4 years, he's the running back has seen 19 total wins and 49 losses. It's an understatement to say he's ready for a change." He said this in that quote, "Guys that have been here throughout the years, through the ups and downs, they're like, yeah, we're sick and tired of it." Hubbard said, "The new people that we brought in from winning cultures, they're like, we're ready. We're ready to win here. So we're all we're all kind of coming together, building a good chemistry, the right culture, and it's centered around winning. Hubbard scored a new contract midway through last season, as he put up a career high of 1,195 yards, rushing yards, and 10 touchdowns, as the Panthers' clear running back one. The addition of Rico Dowdle in free agency and drafting Trevor Etienne in the 4th round should lighten Hubbard's load out of the backfield, but he's still the top dog. Veteran wideout Adam Thielen echoed Hubbard's comments. He said, I think these guys are finally sick of being the same old Carolina Panthers, he said last week. I think we want to get back to what they did here in the past in 2015 when Carolina made the Super Bowl, and some of those other years when they had deep playoff runs and had the crowd involved and the city hyped up. We haven't had that. Every player on every team enters the year with the goal of winning the Super Bowl. While it's more realistic for some clubs than others, the Panthers are aiming to nudge their way into that conversation. If the goal is to make the playoffs and win the Super Bowl, you're selling yourself short, Hubbard said. That's really coming from a guy like that. It's real mature. So that's always been the goal. That's the goal this year, and I think we're the closest we've ever been. If quarterback Bryce Young continues to improve under Panelist, as he did midway through the last season, the offense takes another stride forward, and the defense turns a corner after last year's struggles. The Panthers can certainly contend for the NFC South title. Let's start off with the reigning MVP here. What are your takes on what Chuba Hubbard said?
Well,
start.
Actually, I mean, it's good. You know, I don't have anything negative to say about what he said. He's one of the leaders and the captain of the team, being a veteran there, and they did invest a lot into bringing Chuba Hubbard in by drafting him. And his production each year has skyrocketed as far as with his numbers there with Carolina, and you can kind of see that they was ready to take that next step by how they finished last season towards being able to knock a few teams out of that playoff contention. You know, I believe they beat Arizona last year. That knocked Arizona out. They beat Atlanta the last week of the season with Bryce Young kind of had his coming out moment. So, you know, I can understand the optimism there. Plus, they drafted a wide receiver that can turn out to be their number one guy in McMillan, T. McMillan. And Xavier Leggett also made some strides last year. So, you know, they had as a young team, you know, and being a fan of a young team, as being a fan of the Jaguars, you know, us in Carolina are kind of like we're in that same trajectory as though that Carolina has accomplished more in our years of being young franchises in the NFL as far as getting and playing in the Super Bowl multiple times. They not have won it, but at least they got there and played. So, and I think it's good for the city of Charlotte because I think if the Panthers can show that they can win, then maybe it'll allow the actual basketball team to do some of the bringing in a good culture and wanting to change their losing mentality, so they won't have to wait. They won't have to worry about what's that thing? The odds of ping pong balls helping them get draft picks and things of that nature. So, but I would like to stay on topic as far as with Carolina. I mean, I can see them winning the division because their division is just like my team's division, and the AFC South and NFC South. You know, each year except for grabs, it's really not a dominant team. You know, Tampa Bay has held on to that that lineage of winning the division a few years. So I mean, but this year I believe it's wide open because Tampa Bay lost some pieces. The New Orleans Saints definitely lost their quarterback because they had to draft a quarterback, so we don't know the question marks there. And they also have a new head coach as well, a rookie head coach. So anything is possible as far as within that division. And Dave Canales, he actually did some good things with Baker Mayfield before Liam Cohen became Baker Mayfield's offensive coordinator. And he did some good things within that culture with Bryce Young, sitting them down, allowing a veteran to come in, allowing him to see how a veteran goes to work. And then when he was able to get his number called again, he was able to produce and show why they drafted him first overall over, but I think he still got some strides to make as far as being there with CJ Stroud is, as far as within his draft class. But if they can start putting together some wins, then I believe Carolina can get back to where they was in the early, about 10 years ago or a few years ago.
So what have you seen right now from the Panthers right now? You've probably seen majority of roster, and you see them drafts going into 2025 season, and it has that treacherous kind of unbalanced in a little bit NFC South division because it's really up for grabs every year. What do you see Panthers? What do you see the Panthers record at the end of the season?
I can see them as far as I can see them either going 9-8 or 10-7. As far as what they
major come up.
Because how their division is, they can win 9 games. They can win 9 games in that division and still, host a playoff game in the wild card. So or at least if they come second in the division, that's not a wash.
Right.
From going from
hell no.
Hey man.
For Carolina going from 4th to at least competing to be the best team in the division. If they finish second, that's not a wash.
They haven't done shit since 2017, bro. So low.
Yeah. What up, Sojo?
So said 7 to 9 wins. Yeah, that's what Rock said. Rock said about 9, 8, 10, 7. Why the fuck that? I mean.
I'll tell you what.
Why not? Streets.
Well, look, man. I know Thielen said he was tired of the losing and all that. Can't nobody be more tired than the fans, okay? And we go there, we look at them lose every weekend, stand out in that hot North Carolina humid sun and watch those games, man. Watch them lose, man. So, the city of Charlotte, they got an $800 million investment to renovate the stadium. $650 million coming from the city of Charlotte.
That's true. That's very true.
Devin Temper's putting up $150 million. So it's time for them to win, man. It's really time for them to win. They've neglected the stadium for 30 years. If you ever been there, it's a terrible stadium to go and watch the game. The seats are faded.
Yes.
They really don't have great food there. So they need to step it up.
Sucks.
So it's time to step it up for the fans. They invest in all this money, so it's time to win. I like what Dan Morgan did as far as the GM with his draft picks. He went heavy on offense. I like that. I like Jimmy Horn Jr. I like the kid out of T-Mac. I like him. I think we're going to have an upgrade. Not, Hubbard, he's a workhorse, man. He was the only bright spot last year, really, for Charlotte.
Very true.
I like the pickup with Rico Dotto. You know how I feel about him. He's an ex-Cowboy, so you know how I feel about that. So the running game should be strong for Charlotte. It all comes down to that. What I don't particularly like, that undersized quarterback. You know what I mean? It comes down to Bryce Young. I like the turnaround he made last year. They bolstered the offensive line. So I think that they can, make some wins. 10 wins is, I don't know about that. That's a big jump. I don't know where they're at defensively. So I know they get the big boy in the middle back. He's back. He missed a lot of time last year. Big boy, the nose guard. His name slips me. But definitely, I think they can get Sojo sound about right. 7 to 9 wins. It's not a strong division, so they should be able to compete. I don't see the Saints doing anything. Atlanta should be a tough out. Tampa's always a tough out. So they're gonna battle. But I do like the direction Charlotte going in. But it's time, like I said, it's time to win, especially for the fans, man. We put up with a lot in that hot stadium watching them lose time and time again.
But you name their division opponents, the Falcons, the Saints, and the Buccaneers. Where do you see them, Street, at the end of the season in that division? Do you see them at the top? Or give me your order. Give me your order of that division.
I think Atlanta makes that jump this year. I think they start the young kid Pennick. Okay. I see them being Atlanta should be there. Atlanta should be the number one. Now I think we can battle with Tampa because I'm not a huge Baker Mayfield fan. You know, I'm not a huge Baker fan. I'm just not. I'm not a huge Baker fan. So if Bryce can be solid, I like our head coach. I like the way he calls games. I think we compete for that second spot, but it's going to be tough. But I don't see us winning the division. It would really shock me if they can win that division. So maybe a tough 9-win season for them when they're showing a lot of improvement offensively. I think that'll be a step in the right direction for Charlotte.
Derek Brown is his name.
Derek Brown, that's the big boy name. Thanks, man. Yeah. Thanks, host. We got him back. You know, he fortifies that defensive line, and we missed him all last year. So he'll be back. I like the direction. I like the draft picks. I'm a big Jimmy Horn Jr. fan, so I think he's gonna make some noise this year.
All right, now, Mr. Day One. Now you get to you defend yourself here. Go ahead, sir.
A lot of shade up here in the Real to Sports podcast panels this week. I don't know what it is, man. I know it's hot
Philly
outside.
Philly G.
You got to throw shade on your boy.
Papa G.
What's going on, man?
Papa G.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this and be forefront with it. I'm biased about this topic because Chuba Hubbard, for those of you ladies and gentlemen who didn't know, he went to the greatest university on God's green earth. He went to running back university, Oklahoma State. So it's in his DNA. In all seriousness, it really is in his DNA to change the culture in the locker room. Because when he came into Stillwater, we were coming off of some down years, going through a transition with the program. And as soon as he came in, as soon as he got going, we were literally 1 yard away from playing Alabama in the college football playoff. So I believe in Chuba. I'm a big fan of his. Not too many great football players coming out of Canada making a huge impact in the NFL, but he's definitely one of them. So I love hearing this kind of stuff from him because he's lived through that in college, and I believe he's about to go through it here in the NFL. The real key for Carolina is what we saw from them last year. Bryce Young entered before last year, had zero confidence, and we saw that clear as day in that first game against New Orleans last year. But literally after he got benched, he came back in. He started playing with swag. He was playing loose. He was feeling himself. And when that confidence kicked in on him, they were playing with some of the best football, with the best of them. Like Philly G is a prime example. They gave Philadelphia a run for their money on the road in Philadelphia. They gave the team with the good barbecue a run for their money.
Yes, they took him overtime, bro. They took him overtime. Word.
Yeah, and it literally took 15 and Travis Swift to get him out of the fire out of that game, or else they would have won. So, hey, in my opinion, as long as Bryce Young's confidence keeps going up and he keeps playing like how we saw him play late last year, I think Carolina can do something. I'm not as optimistic about their record as Rockstar and other people. I think 7 wins is about where they're going to land just because they have to play the AFC East and the NFC West. And those are some pretty tough teams out there. So I think realistically they'll get 7 wins. But I'll go ahead and say it straight up right now. I know it's June 21st and season's still a ways away. But I definitely think they're going to beat Dak Prescott and the Cowboys in Charlotte this year. And they're definitely going to be stomping out Duval County when they play the Jaguars as well. So, yeah, you ain't going to – hey, bro.
They not beating us.
I appreciate my boy Travis Hunter, but I'm trying.
I'll be at that game. You better believe that.
I don't know about that. I don't think Travis Etienne trying to lose to his little bro.
Hey man.
I forgot about that.
Call me crazy, and it might be because I'm drinking the Bojangles sweet tea they got down there, but I look at that offense in between Bryce Young and Chuba Hubbard and their wide receiver core. Yo, who gonna guard all three of them dudes? Thielen is nasty when he gets open. Leggett is going to be a problem in the red zone, especially if he can keep his nose clean off the field. You know how I feel about football players dating them celebrities, man.
But they I
gotta go with you. That offense, like it might be. If they can protect your boy. I like the weapons they got. I really do. I like the weapons they got.
Yeah, but like you said, they can protect them. Yeah, they can protect them.
Yeah.
We said the same thing. People saying the same thing about Caleb Williams last year. He had the weapons, but they couldn't protect him.
That's right.
That's very true. That's fine. True.
Them little, they don't like a lot of pressure. Them small quarterbacks they got to be protected very well, bro.
Yeah, so.
He's not very athletic. They got to protect him well, Mark.
Yeah. Were you not a football fan in the 90s when Doug Flutie was tearing it up in Buffalo? Were you not here in the 2000s?
You cannot compare the mentality of quarterbacks in the 90s to these quarterbacks of today. They don't be touched in today's game, Mark. Them quarterbacks was crushed in the 90s.
Come on, Philly G. Philly G, I hit you up, Philly G.
Hey, let me tell you something. That young kid was always protected by the best offensive lineman in the country when he was in college. The best of the best, man. He always had a clean pocket.
Was not the best of the best. Let's go and put that out there right now.
Who?
Alex Leatherwood was not the best of the best.
No.
At Alabama?
Alex Leatherwood was trash at Bama. That man stayed getting called for holding. I ain't trying to hear that, man.
He might be trash in the pros. He wasn't trash in Alabama.
He wasn't trash in Alabama.
No, hold on. Leatherwood wasn't there when Bryce Young was there.
Yeah, I could have sworn he was because he won. He held up the national championship with him.
No, Leatherwood
took off like Bryce was protected in high school. He was protected in college by the best lines.
Right?
Yeah, Gruden drafted Leatherwood.
Yeah, he was there with Tua.
Leatherwood was a Josh McDumbass pick. That was 2022.
No, he was Gruden.
Leatherwood came out in 22. Bryce Young came out in 23. They overlapped at Bama.
No, Gruden got Leatherwood, bro.
All right, hold on.
No, he was not. Well, he's a champion, Mark. You tripping? I told you,
bro.
Isn't that Philly G?
Yeah, Leatherwood came out way before.
You can't tell them Alabama fans about.
It's gonna boil down.
Mark.
Can they protect them, man?
It's like trying to tell me about a person that went to Florida State. It's a losing battle.
If they can protect them, then Bryce can dice them up. But
that's any quarterback. That's any quarterback in the league, though.
That's not. A very, very few QBs can make something shake with little around them. Post. Don't get me started because you know what I'm about to say, man.
Oh, I know. I know exactly what you're about to say.
And in terms of the NFC South, the division runs through number 6. No matter whether you like it, whether you accept it or not.
You're right.
That division belongs to number 6, and until a team can step up and defeat him, it's gonna be Tampa at 1.
Come on, belongs. Come on, man. We put the. Come on, belongs to him.
Tampa Bay didn't won a division the last 3 years, right?
I have a question for you, sir.
What's that?
Who's more recently made it to the second round of the playoffs, Baker Mayfield or Dak Prescott?
Don't get me started on Dak Prescott. You know I ain't no Dak Prescott fan anyway.
I'm just saying, dog.
Who's most recently made it to the second round?
Yeah, Baker.
Look at Sojo.
When they went up against
that's the Bucs division.
Detroit. It belongs to Baker.
Oh yeah, a few years ago.
It's gonna. I pick Atlanta to go this year. I'm gonna put some money on DraftKings for Atlanta to win that visit.
I like Penix. I like Penix too. I like Penix, man. Penix is he's gonna be nice. He's gonna be nice coming back.
He got to show me some more.
I think he got.
He got to show me some more too.
Yeah,
but he has a little bit more of an upfield. I agree with Street. Atlanta has a little bit more veteran presence.
Can I explain why I take Bryce Young over Michael Penix?
I think Atlanta got the best quarterback as far as their ceiling, what their ceiling can be.
They got the best coach in the division. They do got the best coach in the division. Atlanta,
the best coach. Yeah,
I think
Raheem Morris. Yeah, Raheem Morris is a good coach.
I mean, Baker got more experience right now, but I think Penix's ceiling is a little bit bigger.
But I like
better.
Penix. Yeah, I like
Penix doesn't have the football IQ.
Gotta stay healthy.
In my opinion, I think it's a
not yet
football IQ. That's why I agree. That's why I pick Bryce over Penix right now.
Come on,
Bryce. No, he right, Street, because Bryce is in. I'm not being biased, but Bryce played for Alabama. Alabama just a well coached for years. They just a well coached team.
Yeah.
Now, not saying that now Brian Penix, but is it how ironic that Washington coach who coached Penix is now Alabama's coach? So that's ironic as hell. But I agree. Bryce Young has. I mean, the guy won goddamn Heisman.
And he's got more. He's got more reps.
But I will argue that I will argue you put Penix and his talent, that arm behind that Alabama line, he win those championships just as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And probably more explosive.
No, you can make a point. You can make a.
Yeah, he got a point.
I agree with you on that. I can agree with you on that. Street, because we seen Tua do it.
Yeah, you see them little wimpy arms win it. Look at it. Penix got a cannon.
Tua's the left-handed quarterback, just like Michael Penix. If you put Michael
Penix got a,
he could probably do the same thing too, and he's more mobile than Tua as well.
Right. Exactly. Right. I'm not a Tua fan at all.
Everything that Street says about negatively about Bryce Young and about Baker Mayfield, you need to take that take and apply it to Tua. That is Tua in a nutshell. All the bad things you can say about an undersized quarterback who needs a ton of protection to be productive, that's Tua Tagovailoa all day.
Yeah, but Tua's undersized and he's fragile.
But
he can't take those shots.
The reason he don't get that flack is because he's in a bigger market too.
Yeah.
No, I think when you're a first round pick at quarterback, no matter where you get drafted, man, you're gonna have some expectations on you. The only city where I say is different is in New York. If you get drafted to a New York team, it's really gonna be different. But I think in general, in the NFL, if you a first round pick,
I mean the team in New Jersey.
I want my quarterback at least.
Josh Allen is doing very well in Buffalo.
Because they was on him really bad coming out of the draft though, because of his issues with turnovers.
Josh Allen, you're right.
I agree with Marcus Treat. I agree as well. South Kobe voice.
He was a turnover machine when he first came in, Josh Allen.
Word, but listen. Look at Carolina's schedule here. Look at schedule. Fuck the preseason. We ain't worry about that. We talking about the September game. We got Jacksonville.
I'm going to both those preseason games, host.
Oh, you going to Pittsburgh and
the Cleveland one?
You going all three of them?
Yeah, I'm going. It was only two. They got two of them.
Cleveland. Yeah, that's right. I see. Oh, yeah. You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Shit, that's what's up though.
Yeah.
So they play.
And look at that.
They go to Jacksonville. They start off. They go to Jacksonville and they go to Arizona. They got
Tampa 2 weeks.
I predict them to go down to Jacksonville and smack them around a little bit.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
They owe y'all from last year. They owe y'all from last year. They almost beat y'all last year. I believe didn't Xavier Leggett had like a 74-yard touchdown on the Cowboys?
Leggett, he balled out, bro.
He's just gonna get better. He's just getting better. Leggett is.
I'm scared for him, bro.
That October 12th game, you might need to worry about that.
That's gonna be a nice receiving core coming at you. Leggett.
Worry about that October 12th game, not September 7th.
What's that 1-2? That's week 6.
That's Xavier Leggett, man.
Yeah,
you know that's a loss when they play us.
But check this out though. Let's go back to the MVP.
Yes, sir.
Out of this, what besides Jacksonville, which one is a deadlock for Carolina? Which one is a deadlock, like for sure?
That they going they get a W or what?
A W and an L. Give me both.
All right. So I'm gonna give you that. They might start off 0. For real. They gonna start off either 0-2. I see them losing the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. That game against the Cardinals. That might be a tough one. Mm-hmm. It's a deadlock. They gonna beat Miami. Miami gonna fall. They gonna fall off.
Nobody believes Miami.
I got them beating the Jets because of the simple fact of how you still don't know what you're gonna get out of Justin Fields, and that offense don't even know who the second receiver is in that offense. And for the Jets. They're gonna lose to Buffalo.
Al Ford. Welcome to the show, Al.
That Cowboy game, I ain't even gonna touch that.
So we sweeping the Saints.
I got them beating.
Word
I got
up.
them sweeping.
You got a Carolina fan in here.
That's right, Al. You should sweep the Saints.
Yes, sir. There you go, Carolina.
We don't know if that's gonna be Spencer Rattler or the quarterback from Louisville.
Hey, Al Ford, do me a favor, man. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for all notifications.
And
throw a cheap plug in there.
I'm gonna pick this. I think they're gonna beat
Tell Philly quit smoking that stuff, man.
I think they're gonna beat the Rams.
Okay.
I think they're gonna beat the Rams, and they're gonna split with Tampa Bay in that final.
Oh, just 2 games, Rob. Just 2 games. You ain't to go to
Oh, my bad. Well, yeah, the 2 games.
Yeah, give me your deadlock loss and your deadlock win.
Deadlock loss will be Arizona, and a deadlock win. I'm gonna go either Miami or the Jets.
Yeah. Ooh, the Jets. Damn. Appreciate you, Al. Hey, look, man, we on every Saturday.
Big Al.
When you're feeling down, man, when you feel like you want to hear somebody talk some S8, some shit, just tune on us, man. We here for you, man. And keep dropping them comments. Just because you're not on the show, that don't mean you're part of the show. So you guys in the live chat, thank y'all for keeping it rolling, man. Keeping it rolling, no doubt.
I agree. They're gonna beat Arizona, man.
Yeah, they'll beat Arizona.
Man, come on, man. Well, what are we doing
Street?
here?
Okay, I gotta hear what Street say. What you?
I think they come out the gate and they smack. They smack the luck is they gonna smack them Jaguars around. I got them beating the Jaguars.
So that's your deadlock loss.
No, that's a deadlock win.
I'm sorry, win. I'm sorry. Yeah, win.
Yeah,
the biggest hater in the world right there. That boy a hater, man. Somebody get that boy some haterade, man.
Quarterback, the quarterback gonna come out stinking up. They get that W early in the season. That's a definitely win. And come on, guys, let's be serious. We already know what the deadlock loss gonna be. Come on now, let me dust that off right there. Huh?
All right, Philly G. All right,
you already know they're gonna lose to them Cowboys.
For sure, Philly G. I hit you up, bro. So don't say. So you said the Cow? No. Take your team out. We're gonna be unbiased here.
Oh, not the Cowboys. Okay, if I'm not gonna pick the Cowboys, I think they go up there and they beat New England on the road. They beat New England on the road. They go up there, they get after the young quarterback, and they escape out of New England with a W.
Ooh,
that's mine.
Sojo said deadlock loss San Fran. No, bro. Oh no, San Fran ain't used to be what they used to be. I don't know.
Hey man, they still drinking that San Fran juice from a couple years back.
I think they done lost their mojo a little bit, but
yeah.
Okay. Mr. Day
San
One.
Francisco's still good enough to beat the Cowboys.
Oh,
that ain't happening. We got after the last 2 years. We've been in that stadium to shut the stadium down.
Al said by October 26th, we should be 5-2.
Tell Al now, come on now. He must be sipping on a little something while he's watching this show. He thinks they're gonna be 5-2. Come on, Al. He's sipping on a little juice.
I get
sipping on some scissor. Come on, Mark. What you got? What you got, Mark? Give me your deadlock loss and your deadlock win.
Well, I think the deadlock
Al might not be sharp, bro.
Huh?
I said Al might not be that far off. I'm sorry, he might not be that far off when I looked at the schedule closely.
Yeah,
they might be 5-2.
I got something better. I think this is gonna sound crazy, but I think by the start of November they'll be 6-2, possibly 5-3. They're gonna have between 4 and 6 wins, I think, by the time we get to November. But the deadlock loss that I have for them is Buffalo. Like, I don't know how you play Washington the week before and then play Buffalo at home and expect to kind of do something. Buffalo is just steamrolling pretty much everybody that's not the team with a good barbecue. So I think that's a deadlock loss for them. in terms of a deadlock win, just because, like, especially the last couple of years, it's been so unpredictable, and you don't know if they're going to have anything to really play for. So I think a deadlock win for them might be that last game of the season against Tampa. Because if Tampa's got the division locked up, then they're probably not going to be playing their starters. So that would be probably a good chance for them to win. So I would say probably like the guaranteed win is that last one, week 18 against Tampa, and the deadlock loss for sure is going to be Buffalo. But looking at their schedule, like looking at it up front, yeah, I think if they play their cards right and things develop the way that they should develop, I think really they don't run into their first real test until they play Washington on the 19th of October. I think they're going to get past Miami, Dallas, and Atlanta early on.
They don't play Washington.
I got two.
They don't play Washington.
You mean
the
Jets?
Jets? My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I saw
it do look like Washington.
I'm seeing red. You feel me? I hate that.
It do look like Washington.
Well, with that being said, shoot, yeah, I really think by the time we get to November, they're gonna be looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-1. By the time they play Green Bay.
Damn, y'all showing
Hell
some
no.
love. It's showing some love, bro. God damn.
Yo, you need to sit
Hear me out.
I need to sit y'all. You say 6-1?
You crazy. I don't know why that's it.
Because I think, real talk, I think they have the offensive firepower. And even if Bryce Young isn't playing lights out, they can still plug in Andy Dalton and still be serviceable because of the talent they have around them. The only concern I have with them is their defense. I don't know if they've added enough firepower to their defense just yet outside of Trayvon Moehrig to really be like surefire on that side of the ball. But offensively, I think they can catch Jacksonville. Arizona already got caught last year, and I don't know what the hell to think of Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. just yet.
And they lost their offensive coordinator too, Mark, to us.
Yeah, so in Arizona's case, like the only thing that really scares me about them is their tight end McBride. To be honest with you, so I think Carolina can catch them. I said what I said about Michael Penix in Atlanta. Great team, great head coach. But the game management needs some work in Atlanta, in my opinion. Atlanta would have been a better team last year and definitely would have made the playoffs if they would have had better clock management, both from the head coach and the quarterback last year. So that the IQ stuff is what kills me with them. But I think they could be 6-1.
They don't have hella tough road games. If you can get New England early in the season, that's not a tough road game. You don't want to play them late. You don't want to play them late in the winter. So you can go in there, you can steal that game in New England, new head coach, young quarterback. The Cardinals, they can win that game. That's not a tough place to play. The Cardinals.
They're gonna be 1-1 going into
Street. That is a tough place to play.
They're gonna be 1-1
about that, Mark.
Let me clear.
I haven't heard a lot of teams say I hate to go to play the Cardinals.
Ask the
LA Josh.
Don't do that.
Hey, look, let me jump in this because I want to jump in this. This shit like it's fun.
Go ahead.
First of all, let me clear something up. Let me clear something up though. First game, bro, they're not beating Jacksonville. Are you kidding me? Their first game with their brand new coach and that new offense, they are not going to lose that first game, bro. Not the Carolina. I could see if it was a home run hitter like Buffalo, Baltimore, Minnesota, some team like that. But this is still Carolina, bro.
Y'all giving Jacksonville way too many.
It's not.
But Jacksonville is a decent team, bro.
Trash last year.
I'm not coaching on them because of the talent.
Jacksonville was trash last year, man. Their quarterback, imploded last year on themselves.
But look what they got now. Look what they got now, Street. Look what they got. Liam Cohen, bro. Look what he did.
That's the thing.
This is the guy.
What about your quarterback? He implodes every year. You won't say nothing about that.
That dude is, hey man, that motherfucker, he's straight, bro. Jacksonville, they're not beating Jacksonville. In Jacksonville with a brand new coach, that's not happening.
That's why I think they can pop them. Brand new coach.
No.
Young.
I agree with Street.
Hey, remember this. Remember I said this.
Bro, they're not losing that game. I'm telling you.
Remember this. Travis Hunter went up against T-Mac in college, and T-Mac ate his lunch. Okay, remember that. He went up against him in college, and T-Mac ate his lunch. He gonna see him again in the pros, man. I predict him having another big game.
He ain't gonna be on that man in the pros.
Well, who gonna be on him then? Your number one draft pick.
He ain't gonna match up with McMillan. They gonna probably put him on whoever.
I think we put in the cart before the horse a little bit with Carolina. Yeah. We getting them love, but we getting them a little bit too. I mean, goddamn. I mean, come on, you got a crown for your walk now. I mean, come on, this is.
Why y'all think Jacksonville is powerhouse?
I ain't saying that.
And apply it to Jacksonville.
I'm not saying.
And apply it to Jacksonville.
You got crown, but they won a division. They won a division, though, Mark. They won a division recently. They won big games recently. Carolina.
I will say this.
I just read this 27.
Carolina played better than they did last year. Carolina ended the season better than Jacksonville did last year.
I say this with all due respect, and I'm.
Did they both have the same record?
Brian Thomas is a dog, bro. He's going to be a dog. Are you kidding me?
They both had the same record.
It didn't look the same though.
Didn't Carolina have the same record?
It didn't look the same.
And
yes, sir.
Of course, because he's playing our backup.
My issue isn't with. My issue with Jacksonville isn't because of the talent on the field. The only player on Jacksonville I really don't have any faith in is Trevor Lawrence. My issue with Jacksonville is I don't believe that Liam Cohen is going to be this Sean McVay, Mike Shanahan revolutionary coach out the gate.
And they said the same thing.
Coordinator for 1 year, dog.
They said the same thing. They said the same thing about your boy KOC in Minnesota and what he doing.
KOC was a former quarterback who learned under Sean McVay.
And Liam Cohen played quarterback and he played quarterback in college. What are you talking about? He played quarterback. He knows the position. What are you talking about here?
He's giving Jim Zorn vibe.
No, he's not. He didn't go out there. You want to talk about Jim Zorn? We talking about Jim Zorn, who was Seattle Washington Redskins, who was trying to bring in.
He went way back, did he, bro?
Giving Jim Zorn. Y'all had to go get a 70-year-old dude to become y'all coach, man. What are you talking about?
Hey, bro.
Y'all one slip and fall, y'all coach might be gone for the rest of you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey,
I leave your Raiders alone. Don't do that, man. I agree with you on the Trevor Lawrence situation.
How I see it, man.
Trevor got a lot to prove. He got a lot to prove. I agree with you on that, but yeah.
That's why I'm saying it's a lot of pressure on Trevor. The first game of the season, it's pressure
on him. There ain't no pressure.
Peterson.
The pressure is going to be when we got to play Kansas City on Monday night. That's when the pressure.
No, you mess around, lose this game one. Pressure is mounting early on this kid. Especially if you don't look good.
If we was playing Carolina, it'd be a different story.
But look, Doug Peterson won. Doug Peterson won that division in his first year, did he? Right after Urban Meyer, did he? Did he not?
That quarterback has got a lot of coaches fired, man.
Only won three.
That quarterback did not get Doug Peterson fired. Doug Peterson got himself fired. He ain't want to cut ties with Press Taylor. You got yourself fired. You picking your offensive coordinator players. You got yourself
Press
fired.
Taylor.
Doug Peterson, Super Bowl winning coach with Nick Foles, man. Come on, man. He go down there and get fired in the first couple years.
No, he went down there and got fired after his third year. What are you talking about, Street?
Well, 3 years.
He got fired because he didn't want to make a change for his offensive coordinator and didn't want to call plays. If your coach don't want to call plays, what you supposed to do with that?
I blame the quarterback.
I'm just trying to figure out
how many coaches have y'all went through keeping y'all backup quarterback that became y'all head coach. How long did y'all keep that guy as y'all head coach?
Hey, listen here. Let me tell you. There you go. There you go, man. Look at that. Look at that Big Al. Big Al, smart man right there.
Y'all coach had 4 8-8 seasons, and y'all still kept that man as head coach. When people in Dallas were saying y'all should have fired that man.
It's a little different down there in Big D. We do things a little different down there in Big D.
No. Y'all wilding over this joke.
I love it, man.
I just don't see what this with all this energy behind it. They get Hunter and they're like he's a receiver. He's not a starting quarterback, okay? He's a receiver. So I think it comes down to your quarterback. And I will say I trust Dak Prescott more than I trust y'all quarterback. That's for damn sure.
Hey, well, they both get paid the same amount of money and got the same amount of playoff wins. So I trust Dak Prescott too.
Yo, Street do not dig Dak Prescott, bro.
Nah, I'm not a big fan.
How would you say that, man? I have to hit.
Oh boy,
I disagree with the host, but I can't let you get away with that, man. You really tried to give props to Doug Peterson for the best thing that he accomplished in Jacksonville was a fluke ass playoff win against Brandon Staley and the Chargers, and that's what we're gonna hang our hats on with Doug Peterson.
Hold up. That wasn't a fluke.
Hold up. Wait a minute though. I'm not saying that about the playoff. I'm talking about do you know that Jacksonville only won 3 games before they won that division? You know they won 3 games, bro.
That's true. Urban Meyer, Urban Meyer, that was a shit show out there.
And he came back his first year.
We won 4 games in 2 years. We won 4 games in 2 years because we went 1-6. We went 1-15 with Gardner Minshew, and then we won 3 games the next year. We won 4 games a total of 2 years before Doug Peterson got it.
And they came back and they won the division, bro. You know they was voted most improved team that year. Did you know that?
It was a fluke, bro.
And it wasn't a fluke. So
it's history. It's there.
Bro, anybody could have been as bad as Jacksonville.
So that tight end that caught the immaculate fumble, was that a fluke for the Raiders?
The immaculate deception.
He said Urban was kicking players.
Urban was wilding. Urban was at the strip club.
I'm sorry.
Urban was wilding.
The catch by Casper, that was the catch by Casper, was that a fluke?
Goes to the post was not a fluke. That was.
But us coming back from 21 down was a fluke.
You're getting Jacksonville confused with what Jim Harbaugh did in San Francisco when he took over for Singletary. This is not the same.
There you go, Mark.
Doug Peterson.
But Mark, can I ask you something?
You didn't say it was the same.
Can I ask you something, Mark? The when they played the Chargers in that comeback, was that not impressive?
No, that was a fluke.
How can you call that a fluke?
I say that with
they was beating the brakes off. The Chargers was beating the brakes.
I say the Chargers lost that more than more than what's not won.
Oh my God, bro!
What did Brandon Staley do outside of that? He was literally the most mid-head coach.
Mark, it was 27-0, bro.
It was a fluke.
Nah.
I give more credit to Alex Smith and Andy Reid for the comeback that they had against the Colts than I do for that. That was a fluke.
That was 27.
What made it difference? What made it difference?
That was a playoff game.
How is one a fluke?
Brandon Staley lost that game, man. He just
Andy Reid was the
coach. Sucks. What? That man sucked as a head coach. The Chargers were the most mid-team.
27-0, and
Chuck Pagano. Chuck Pagano was a better. Chuck Pagano was he was the coach of the Colts, right? They did, right?
Host. That was the equivalent of James Ellsworth winning a women's Money in the Bank ladder match, bro. It was.
Was you not cheering? Was you not cheering for them when they was playing Kansas City? That year they the ones that played Kansas City the tightest.
In the divisional round.
It was this close to knocking Kansas City. It was this close, bro. You can't give them no credit.
I give them more credit for that Jacksonville year when they kicked Pittsburgh's ass in the playoffs. I give them more credit for that than I do with that game.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry.
What you know? What's a fluke?
The
NFL.
It is what it is.
The NFL coming out and saying Miles Jack wasn't down years after the Patriots and already lost the Super Bowl to that same Eagles team that we was just talking about, that Doug Peterson team, right?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So they could have been playing Jacksonville.
Jacksonville was a much better team with Blake Bortles.
But nobody want to see Jacksonville, man. Let me tell you something, man.
Nobody want to see y'all. We tired of seeing the non-Americans team. We need to support y'all. That's what Trump should do. He should support y'all.
I can't wait to Charlotte go down there and knock them boys off.
He should deport every Cowboy fan. Not name my wife, but get in trouble. All the rest of y'all.
Yeah, keep it on the hard drive. Everybody got their Cowboy fans. Son of a.
That's right.
I'm gonna stand by that.
The more I look at Charlotte's schedule, they can make some noise with this schedule. Charlotte can make some games. They can win some games, man.
Real talk. They
ain't gonna win the home games, though. All they games at home is tough.
The away games, they can destroy.
The only two home games I see that's tough is
they're not gonna beat Green Bay.
The Cowboys and Buffalo. They can win the rest of their home games.
They're not gonna beat Green Bay and Lambeau, bro.
That San Francisco and Green Bay game gonna be tough.
Yeah, that Green Bay game gonna be on.
Yeah,
but they're gonna lose.
The blue ones are their home games, right?
They can sweep the Saints.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Split with the
blue ones are their home games.
Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the blue ones are their home games.
Buffalo and the Rams off rip, and that's two tough outs at home. I don't like that.
But their first two home games is the division game, so they're gonna be up for that one. And that Miami game, yeah, they can be 2-3. They can be 2-3 or 3-2 in that first 5 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Going home, having a home game against Dallas, they could possibly be 3-2 or 2-3, depending on how things matriculate in the game.
Yeah, and then they'll lose to Dallas. They might be like 3-4. You know, lose or 3-3 or whatever the case may be.
Who the running back in Dallas? Who gonna run the ball down there?
We're gonna use the young boy. We're gonna use the young boy out of Texas, Bolden. We're gonna use.
Nice.
And they got Miles Sanders too, right?
Yep, we got Miles Sanders. Still got Deuce on the. You know, we all right.
They gonna mix in a little Cavante Turpin.
You worry about that passing game. That's what y'all worry about. You worry about them goddamn Pickens and CD Lamb. And them boys coming at your ass.
Yeah, they might be Seattle. They might.
That first game at home against Tampa, they're gonna beat Tampa. I don't know about that last game.
They're split with Tampa. They're split with Tampa.
If you go to that game against Miami, let me know. I might have to make that trip.
Hey man, I'm gonna go to the game.
See that Dolphin game, bro.
You let me know, Mar. We can go to some games together. Me, you, host, OG. I got tickets.
The Dolphins?
Yeah, I got to see my boy, host. I got to see my boy. They drafted my main man, Ollie Gordon, out of Oklahoma State, so I got to see my boy.
Oh, okay.
All right, yeah.
Miami did,
yeah.
He be all right with
them. My boy.
Him and Chuba are going against each other.
I see a resurgence in Carolina now. They invested money into the stadium. They invested into the team. God knows, I hope they make a turnaround.
They got a good coach.
Amazing how good
until they own and stop throwing drinks on people.
I like that. I like the owner like that.
Yeah, he did that the last time. He did that the last time he came to Jacksonville. Stop throwing. They gonna have to. Gonna make sure he come down there. He better not be throwing no drinks on people.
Yeah, look, you know, y'all get disrespect. Y'all get disrespectful down in Duval County, man. So
Tony Khan might have to come out there.
Bruh.
Tony Khan might have to get Kenny
Duval rough, bro.
out there.
Keep it a band with you. Duval rough as hell, boy.
Moxley after him, bro.
He got
his death riders after him.
That shit rough.
Hangman.
There you go.
The circus show. Let me stop. All right. That's the Carolina Panthers. I hope y'all Panthers fans out there that's watching, boy. I hope y'all got a little taste of that. I told y'all. The podcast probably gonna rip that up. Woo! Woo! Well, I got something for y'all though. I got something for y'all. Ooh. I already know this is gonna turn out how it turned out last week. All right. So this is by Cody Benjamin. Cody Benjamin. He says 9 NFL players who are running out of time to prove themselves entering the 2025 season. I'll repeat that. He said these are 9 players who are running out of time to prove themselves entering the 2025 season. He started off with number one. Damn. He started off with number one, Trevor Lawrence. I'm gonna read these fast as possible. He said, "This is why he will bust. The Jaguars' offensive line remains a work in progress, and Cohen, the man running the whole show, has been tantalizing and stable. He didn't remain at any of his last 5 jobs for more than a single season. Why he won't bust is the physical tools are undeniable, and he's shown before in 2022 that he can approach top 10 heights. Better yet, he's got one of the NFL's most promising pass-catching duos in Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter. So he predicting that he won't. But I just read his. But I'll just go through the names for time's sake. Number one was, this is Mark, you had went out, but this is Cody Benjamin. He said that 9 players that who he thinks is running out of time to prove themselves entering the 2025 season. And number 1, he got Trevor Lawrence. Number 2, Bryce Young. Number 3, Anthony Richardson. Number 4, Travis Etienne. Number 5, Treylon Burks. Number 6, Evan Neal. Number 7, Trevor Penning. Those of you know who that is. He's offensive tackle for the New Orleans Saints. Number 9. Oh, was it? I don't know what number on. Whatever. Tyree 8. He said 8. Oh, 8. Okay. 8, Tyree Wilson. And 9, Lucas Van Ness, defensive end, Green Bay. So these are the guys that have something to prove. I don't know why he chose these guys, but I thought it was something interesting. But let's go back to the MVP. Out of this list, who do you think has the most to prove in this whole list? Number one.
Trevor Lawrence. Okay. Well, 2 guys. Both of the guys from my squad. Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence. Okay. Because those 2 guys are considered Travis Etienne got a lot to prove because he coming up in the contract year, trying to get a contract extension. And
I'm sorry, I messed up the question. Who would bust? Who would bust? I'm sorry.
Between the both of them?
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, out of anybody on the list, anybody you choose.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna have to go with Treylon Burks. I'm gonna have to go with him or Anthony Richardson. Treylon Burks or Anthony
which one? I'm gonna read. Let me read what he said about.
Go Anthony.
I'm gonna read what he said about. Anthony Richardson. Everyone anticipated Richardson might need time to develop into an NFL caliber arm after making just 13 erratic starts at the college level after 2 seasons with the Indianapolis Colts. However, the supersized Florida product has already lost the starting gig multiple times, either due to lingering injuries or ultimately inaccuracy. He's a rare physical specimen, but the Colts signaled they're concerned about both his durability and decision-making by adding veteran Daniel Jones on a not-so-cheap deal as quarterback 1. They said this is why he said he will bust. 2 years in, he's only managed to suit up for 15 games, and his most notable moment may have been when he checked himself out of the lineup. Completely, barely 50% of his throws is also a problem. This is why he said he won't. His arm talent and supersized elusiveness are still top-tier traits, and Coach Shane Steichen has maximized dual threat quarterbacks before. Jalen Hurts. The Jones competition should also motivate him. Do you agree with that?
No, because he's still not taking. He's not taking reps down. He still got a lingering shoulder injury. He might not. I think he's gonna be out for mini camp, or don't even know if he may be back for mandatory training camp later next month and whatnot. So I think Anthony Richardson is the bust out of that group because Indianapolis pretty much they settled to go get Anthony Richardson. It was a better quarterback that fit their system and was a better thrower of the football, but they went for his upside and the 13 games that he played in college. And now I feel like it's him. The other guys, like Trevor Lawrence, we seen Trevor Lawrence in the playoffs. We seen Travis Etienne do it. Some of these other guys, they have glimpses, and some of the guys on this list are O linemen. Like how can we really evaluate how a O lineman is a bust when you only get to see him in certain type of situations?
Very true. I don't even know why you put him on that list.
But as far as the skill guy,
who would you put on that
Mark,
list?
you can probably contest to it because you played O line.
Yeah.
You might evaluate offensive line as different than I can evaluate an offensive line. But what I'm saying.
How do you do that shit? Like I want to know the process on evaluating an offensive lineman. I really do. Like it's a little.
Come on, T-Rock.
So
what? I'm done.
Street knows as well as anybody on here the importance of having a good offensive line. You need an offensive lineman who has the footwork to be able to keep up with those crazy fast, crazy athletic defensive linemen. You got to have the power to move people off the line of scrimmage when you're trying to run the ball. And also you got to be a smart, versatile football player. Versatility is one of the more important aspects too, because you can only carry 7 offensive linemen active on game day. So somebody goes down, you need to have an offensive lineman that can come in and play any of the 5 positions. In my opinion, that's why Gene Upshaw is the greatest to ever do it, because he can literally be an all-pro.
Highway 66, baby.
Yeah, he was literally be an all-pro.
He good. I'm gonna say Larry Allen though. I'll give you Gene. I'm
Larry Allen too.
Big Larry Allen.
Dallas had the best. Dallas had the greatest offensive line ever.
Yeah, that's why I talked about Street. But if your offensive lineman is getting a lot of false starts, a lot of holding calls, giving up a lot of sacks, that's where you're starting to run into trouble. Like a real recent example. You remember Eric Flowers, the highly touted tackle that came out of the University of Miami. He went to New York. He was trash. He kept getting beat. Couldn't pass protect. Couldn't run block. Couldn't do nothing. He got out of there real quick.
No pancake.
Leatherwood, another one. He had horrible footwork and stayed in call for a holding call. And we all as football fans know, how many times do you see a big play, whether it's a huge run or a huge pass, get called back because the offensive line was holding an ineligible man downfield? Stupid penalties like that really hurt a football team. There was a high-profile case of it last year with a team with a good barbecue. That tackle that they picked up from Jacksonville, who stayed getting called for like false starts or illegal shifts and false alignments and stuff.
Jawan Taylor.
Yeah.
Jawan Taylor. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He kept doing a little step back that Nick Bosa got mad about.
Yeah, I got
you. You can't have that as an offensive lineman because you were literally, everybody gives credit to the quarterback, but the offensive line is the most important piece of a football team, because without that, you have no offense. So that's why tackles should be on there, because you have to protect the quarterback. You have to control the line of scrimmage. And if you can't do that, if you're always getting hurt, they're going to get rid of you real quick.
Yeah.
I never thought that, because I look at the combine and the draft, like, how the hell you evaluate offensive lineman? But I know now.
Man.
You got to have quick feet too. Quick feet.
You got to be able to pivot. One of the most important things.
Yeah, you got to pivot.
Placement. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pivot to the left, pivot to the right, because they coming. Bam, 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 bam.
Orlando Brown Jr., if you ever listen to him talk about pass protection, that's a good person to listen to. If you're interested to hear how offensive linemen think and how they're judged and evaluated, listen to Orlando Brown talk about pass protecting against Joey Bosa and TJ Watt and all them.
But you still got to put the best in the game, though, Trent Williams.
Trent, that's a different beast.
Oh my God! What you talking about?
That's one of my favorite linemen in the 21st century, right there.
That boy, boy. Smart guy.
I don't want the smoke.
Smart.
I would pay money to see him and Aaron Donald just go at it for 4 plays.
Listen to his interviews, man. Man, he breaks down the game like no other, bro. Trent Williams is he's going to be a good coach when it's all said and done. He's going to be a good offensive line coach. Too.
I heard Teron Armstead recently retired. I saw him on ESPN radio last week. He can talk ball too.
Yeah, I love it.
Getting back to that list.
Get to the list.
New Orleans, right?
The one that just
New Orleans.
He just finished up in Miami. He started in New Orleans and finished in Miami. On that list,
you didn't go back to the list?
No, because I remember that list vividly. Traylon Burks, I'm not trying to call the man career, but I think the ship been sailed on him. Loki, the ship had sailed on him before he even got there. Given like the expectations that were set for him because of them getting rid of AJ Brown.
Yes.
You can low-key excuse him because he hasn't had the best quarterback play out there, but he also hasn't been available. So I don't think he should be on that list. I think the ship already sailed. The one that's the most consequential if it don't work out, in my opinion, is Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, just because you need a quarterback to be successful in the league. And if he doesn't work out, you just traded your first round pick to Cleveland so you can get Travis Hunter. So it's going to be a minute before you can find a successor to replace him. So he will be most consequential if he doesn't work out. But I think
they got Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins to back up.
You really think he's going to win some playoff games with Nick Mullins? I mean,
nah.
Some bitch beat us.
3-0, dog. Like, come on.
I know.
We drafted.
He gave us hell when he's in San Fran. We played him.
We drafted a quarterback too, though. We did draft a quarterback too, or undrafted. We picked up somebody undrafted, I think.
Oh, okay.
I ain't mad at it, but I think the biggest bust on that list, real talk, is, and I hate to say this, but I'll always root for black quarterbacks, but it's got to be Anthony Richardson, bro. Like that infamous moment where you take yourself out of the game.
Yeah,
that is gonna live with you forever, bro. It will it would quite literally take him winning a Super Bowl to get that off of his record. That is one of the most horrible on-field looks I have ever seen from a professional athlete in my life. I'm not exaggerating at all, bro. You're in the middle of an NFL game and you're the starting effing quarterback. Why the hell are you taking yourself out of the game for a freaking breather, bro?
It took yourself out.
But they running the hell out the young fella. They running him like a goddamn dog in the ground. That's why.
Nah. I ain't trying to be disrespectful. I swear this is not disrespectful. Street.
They run like a dog.
Cut the bullshit. Cut the bullshit when it comes to that. The issue with that man is you never draft a quarterback high in the first round who has less than a full year of starting experience in college, bro.
That's why he's not the choice. That's why he's not the choice on this list. There's only one choice on this list, and we all know what that choice is on this list. Let's be serious, host. He's paid the most money. He plays the most important position on this list, and everybody know it's Trevor Lawrence. That's who it is.
So Anthony Richardson don't play quarterback. So Anthony Richardson don't play quarterback. He don't play quarterback. Anthony Richardson don't play quarterback.
But listen, Anthony Richardson is young in his career. He's only played, and his injury is what keeping him out, and why he can't get the reps. Okay, let's. I ain't gonna consider nobody a bust when it comes to injury. Okay, now that was a lapse in judgment. That was a lapse in judgment, but that's a lapse in judgment. That's coming from a rookie player in their second year in the league. I can give him a pass if he's going to have a 15-year career. I can give him a pass for that. You know what I mean? Okay. But what I can't do is this golden boy with the long locks in his hair, Trevor Lawrence, being this big golden child, generational talent where they throw around. I don't believe it, host. He's not that. I'm sorry. He's not that. And it's going to come down to him. And you got to be nervous, T-Rock, if you get a running back and a quarterback on this list. You got to be nervous.
I got it.
I got a point there.
So I think it's Trevor Lawrence. It's not even close. And if they start out in this season early, host, like I said, Carolina come there and kick their shit over early in this season, and they go down 0-2. Boy. Hey, the pressure gonna build. He got these two big time receivers. He's the golden child. Hey, I think it's all on him. It's on him. It's not even close to me. I don't hear nothing about these offensive linemen and all that. Hey, man, I can't even name these offensive linemen, host. Don't know who they are. You know what I mean?
Guy tapping himself out of the game.
Hey, but look, T-Rock, he's a young quarterback. Young quarterback.
I got you.
You already said he only played about 12 games in college. So I blame that on the organization more than I blame it on him. He shouldn't even be playing if you want to be real about it. He should be developing. They should have a starting quarterback in front of him so he can develop. So I blame that on the organization. He's not a bust yet. It's too early to call him a bust. But that goddamn Trevor Lawrence, though, it ain't too early for him. The clock, clock ticking.
What's Anthony Richardson's completion? What's his completion percentage?
It's probably not good. I don't know what it is.
40%.
Barely
right?
50%.
About 40%.
I blame that on not a great organizational structure. The owner just passed away. They haven't been doing a good job drafting in years. They haven't drafted good in years since Peyton Manning days, bro. So
that's true.
I'm gonna give him some grace. I'm not giving your boy no grace because he's the golden boy with the beautiful blonde locks.
He got a shitload of money. He got a hell of a lot of money.
Sunshine. He like sunshine on Remember the
He's
Titans.
just mad Dak can't grow his hair like that. That's all it is. He mad his quarterback can't have long flowing
He ain't no Dak Prescott. I can tell you that.
And his team ain't beat Trevor Lawrence. You know that's the real reason.
Here we go.
He 3-0 against the Cowboys.
Give me Dak Prescott every day of the week over Trevor Lawrence.
I have a question.
Come on with it. What you got there, day one?
I got two questions, really.
Okay.
My first question for Street is, how is somebody a bust at the quarterback position when they're on their second contract? Normally, if you are a true bust at QB, you don't make it past that rookie deal.
Mark, organizations make bad deals all the time. They make bad deals all the time.
But
you know, I'm not gonna say he's a bust. But if I had to pick anybody on that list to say that there you go, can't get right. If there ain't anybody on that list that can't get right, I'm gonna pick Trevor Lawrence. I'm gonna go with him.
I can understand having doubts about him, but to call him a bigger bust than Anthony Richardson is absurd to me.
I don't think it's apples to apples. It's not apples to apples, man.
Trevor Lawrence started 4
Trevor
years
Lawrence coming out of college was the golden boy. Anthony Richardson didn't have those expectations coming out of college.
The only reason why, and no shade, the only reason why he was the golden boy in that draft, who the hell else was a quarterback prospect from that year? Everybody else in that year sucked. The only good other good quarterback that came out,
the San Francisco 49ers didn't even take Justin Fields, and they could have took him, and they took Trey Lance.
I get it. They draft bad quarterbacks every year. They over project quarterbacks every year in the NBA NFL draft. He was just a bad projection. They put a little bit more on him than what he was. He was playing for Clemson. That's what I'm telling you, man. These quarterbacks.
What was Dak evaluation when he came out? Since you want to talk about
he was a third round draft pick.
Your quarterback was a fourth round pick, right?
Yeah, so expectations weren't high for Dak. We didn't have no expectations for Dak.
Right.
Like I say, these quarterbacks that come from Alabama, Clemson, all that great protection. When they get to the league, Ohio State,
you usually go to the worst team in the league, right?
They don't show up a lot of times.
You usually go to the worst team.
You're not making sense, bro.
What you mean?
Andrew Luck quit football because he was he kept taking too many hits, man.
Don't get me started on Andrew.
Street.
Hold on, football because of that. It's a lot of pressure.
How you gonna put Clemson up there with Ohio State and Alabama when it comes to quarterback prospects? Hold on. Can you name any other Clemson quarterback draft prospect outside of Trevor Lawrence?
Not really, but I'm saying during that span, Clemson was playing for national championships a lot during Debo Sweeney during that span when they had Trevor Lawrence. They were playing for national championships.
He won with Deshaun too.
Trevor Lawrence was the quarterback leading them to that. Trevor Lawrence beat Alabama as a
I'm saying that he wasn't as good as people made him out to be.
That's what happens when you have a bad quarterback class. People were hyping up Malik Willis prior to his draft class, and what has he done? Anthony Richardson is the biggest, he is the biggest quarterback bust I've seen in the NFL since
Ryan Leaf.
And
He's
Ryan Leaf
reaching
was a
that
bust
status.
because of off the field issues.
Ryan Leaf
Anthony
This dude is
Richardson a bust
injured.
because
How
on
he's
the
a
field.
bust and he's injured?
But hey, what's the
He's injured because of
purpose
his
when
own
when a
issues,
team
dog.
draft you? It's
They
He
ran
injured
the
again.
shit out the
He
young fella. First of
he
all,
injured
doing a
again.
job. What's the first thing they
He's
tell
injured
you?
again,
We need you to
though.
be dependable.
He's
We
injured
need you
right
to be
now.
dependable. We need you to be
He can't-
dependable. That's on him.
I blame
That's
the
not on
organization. The young kid has not played enough football to be starting. It's the organization fault. They should not be
How?
starting. How you gonna play 12 games and start the brother?
Indianapolis Indianapolis had a good line. It wasn't like he was coming in there playing for no banged up
T-Rock,
old
though, he
line.
don't have the experience to be an NFL coach. He didn't have the reps.
So
He
Street,
don't
what
have
was
the
what was
reps.
Indy supposed to do? They
Put him on
literally
the bench. Set him like what Green Bay does. Put him on the bench. Set him for
They didn't
2
have
good years.
nobody. They didn't have nobody in front of him.
You can't
Matt
compare them to
Ryan
Green Bay.
Draft a veteran. Be a good
Carson
GM.
Wentz.
Why we
You
always
forget
letting the
they had
GMs off
Carson
the
Wentz
hook?
before. You forget
Yeah,
they
I
had
agree with
Carson
Street
Wentz
on that.
before they
We always
Well,
let the GMs off the hook.
Be a good
Nah,
GM.
they
Be
need
a
to-
good organization. Bring in
They
a
need to get on
Andy
them.
Dalton or OG quarterback and let them. What's my man at Cleveland right now?
Jameis.
Flacco?
No, Flacco.
Nope.
Bring in a Flacco. Bring in a
They had
Jameis. Bring in
Flacco.
somebody.
They
They
did
had
bring
Flacco.
Flacco in.
He
They had a
beat
match.
Jason out for the job.
Well, they should have left him there.
But they
There
won
you
with
go.
Flacco. They won with
But
Flacco.
He don't have the reps.
You can only develop in the NFL with reps.
bro.
You can't
That's
develop
not
without
true.
reps.
That's not true. We got Aaron Rodgers to say he developed without reps. He
Because
sat on
he
the bench for damn near 7 years before he got in the game.
Come on, man. Why you think Tom Brady never let his backups get reps? Because they couldn't develop.
Listen, you
Because he
can
didn't want them to
develop. It can
develop.
happen both ways, but you can develop sitting on the bench, getting some development, looking at some NFL defenses. You just can't throw a man in there with 12 career college starts and think they're gonna be a good NFL quarterback. I just don't see it, man. I don't see it happening.
You're right. You're completely
You're right on that
You
point.
have to
You're
have.
right.
That's why it's the organization fault. If I can sit here and think that,
But
they
is
can't
it the
think that.
organization fault for him not being healthy?
No,
That's
for
his
them
fault.
drafting him, thinking they can put him in there and him be successful with just 12
What else
starts.
they was gonna do? What else they was gonna do? They had the
had
number
no
one
other
pick in the
choice.
I
draft.
told you, bring in a veteran.
No, the Street. They didn't. They
But they
did
had the
that.
number one pick in the
They
draft.
brought in Flacco that same year they drafted Anthony Richardson. They had.
Hey,
Joe
let me ask
Flacco.
y'all. Let me ask y'all this: how many times have a team, I don't want to say, but effed up a first round pick, a number one draft pick?
The Colts.
They do it all the
did it with
time,
Andrew
host.
Luck. The Colts did it with Luck, and they paid the price for it because their old GM Chris Ballard, that man was trash. He could not draft to save his life, and that's why he got up out of there. The new
Cleveland
GM
Browns
ain't
do it
bad.
a lot.
They're putting pieces around him to be successful. At what point is this going to be an Anthony Richardson situation?
Exactly. Him staying healthy, him reading defenses. That's on him. That's not on the organization. That's on him. He gotta.
So let me ask you this: you got somebody that want to come work for you. They say, "Hey, man, I've only done this 12 times." You put them on and say, "Well, look, you're gonna be my lead on the job." You don't look for them to be successful if they only done it 12 times. You know that's not enough reps to be an NFL starting quarterback. You setting your own self up for.
I don't know, because I mean, in the job market, people, in order for somebody to get experience, you regardless, like entry level,
you train them most times. Most times you train people.
Right.
Okay. Orientation.
So
you train.
So
them.
let me go through the picks here in 2023, the 2023 draft here. Carolina. They chose Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Will Anderson Jr., Anthony Richardson, who went fourth.
Yeah,
Devin Witherspoon, Paris Johnson Jr., Tyree Wilson, Bijan Robinson, Jalen Carter, Darnell Wright, Peter Skoronski, Jahmyr Gibbs, Lucas Van Ness, Roger Jones, Will McDonald, Emmanuel Forbes, Christian Gonzalez, Jack Campbell, Kalijah Cansey, Jackson Smith. I'm not gonna mess his name up.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, Enigma. Yeah.
Quentin Johnston, Zay Flowers, Jordan Addison.
So that was a weak quarterback draft.
Yeah,
It was.
I think in the second round, that was the year.
Will Levis.
Yeah,
Will
Will
Levis.
Levis was second
Yeah,
round.
He's trash. He's trash too.
Yeah.
So what was they gonna do, Street?
That's why I said it came down to the organization, man.
They
If
had
you're
to
going to draft a quarterback with just 12 career starts, you gotta have a plan for him, host.
but they had to play the cards they was dealt.
Yeah, that
They could have had Will Levis right now, who had more experience.
All right. So Will Levis was drafted 33rd.
He trash too.
The next quarterback was drafted 68, and that was Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah,
Hendon Hooker
from Tennessee.
Went to
Greensboro.
Tennessee.
Okay. Hendon Hooker. Yeah, he's from Greensboro.
Yeah.
His brother was playing for.
So you went
AZ.
after 33rd. That was the only quarterback after that. Will Levis. Yep, 33rd. From 33rd to 68. 68 pick was Hendon Hooker. Yeah, this is trash.
I hate to call a quarterback a bust when the organization set them up for failure. I don't want to call him a bust. The organization set them up for failure, man. How, Mark? You got 12 stars. How many? All right, let me ask you this, Mark. How many quarterbacks since you've been watching football?
You got a number one. You got a number one option in the running back. You got a top 5 running back.
Hold on. How many quarterbacks?
How was the organization failed?
Let me ask you this: since you've been watching football, how many quarterbacks in college have you seen with 12 starters be a top 5 pick and have success? 12 starts.
See when you put in the success part, that's where you lost.
That's what I'm saying. They set them up for failure.
I think Street right though, because
Street is right under most situations.
Yeah, I think he's right.
The only reason why I can't say he's right about this one is because what else were they supposed to do? Yes, he was a developmental quarterback, but like Rock said, you had a great offensive line led by Ryan Kelly, who's an all-pro from Bama. You got a number one option at running back in Jonathan Taylor, who had just come off of leading the league in rushing. You got some good receivers out there. You got some good tight ends, and your defense ain't bad. So really, if anybody should have had success out of that class, it should have been him, because he kind of went to the best situation out of all of them.
I think y'all giving the Colts way too much credit. Hold on,
he went to the best situation.
The Colts,
he went to the
I'm
best.
Looking at this draft, bro. The Colts ain't really do nothing, bro. They
ain't been good in I don't know how long, man.
Jesus, second round they drafted. They had the 44th pick, and they got Juju Brent, cornerback out of Kansas State. And their next draft after that was.
Man, they front office have not been the same since they traded Peyton Manning, man. They have not been the same.
Pick. They got Josh Downs out of North Carolina.
They free agent
without question
is what attracted people. They free agent pick up better than they draft.
Yeah, you got to get on the GMs and all that for that, man.
Where Street is right. For the decade before Anthony Richardson got there, they were trashed.
When they had Polian as their GM, they was state of the NFL, man. They drafted very well.
Polian a Hall of Famer, and Chris Ballard sucked. Like Chris Ballard literally wrecked that team and set them back for a whole decade. So everything that you're saying about a poorly run organization and bad GMs and all that, that was true the decade before he got there. When they got there, when they hired the dude from Philadelphia, they put pieces around him for him to be successful. You can't deny that.
That's true.
That's the one thing you can't deny.
Everybody was saying that about Anthony Richardson. He came to the best situation for the 3rd pick in the draft.
But the only thing that the young sensei won't prepare for the situation, man.
Okay, so it's the same. It's the same we can say about Caleb Williams right now. Caleb Williams first year.
Caleb Williams had way more starts than Anthony Richardson in college, bro.
And
now, I'm saying as far as the organization, though.
Yeah,
we talking about the organization fell in the quarterback.
Wait. They should have
fired. But it's on Caleb Williams now, because Caleb Williams have your boy from Detroit.
He got a better coach.
So it's no excuse now.
Upgraded the pieces.
He had weapons. He had weapons galore. I mean, how many more weapons did his brother need, man?
He had a lot of weapons. He had a lot of weapons.
Some owners you gotta put that on Anthony Richardson. After his first year, I understand what you're saying, Street. But the next year, he's still doing the same bad. He still had the same bad habits as a quarterback. Some owners saying on the organization. The organization can only do so much.
How about the organization didn't do a good job drafting him? He shouldn't have been a 1st round pick. That's
Who
what
else is they gonna draft?
I don't disagree with you on that street.
No,
I don't think he should have been a first round pick.
Yeah,
their
I
evaluation is
understand
wrong.
that, but
So if your evaluation is wrong as an organization, is it really the player or is it you?
It's the
Well, who else?
GM.
But
in that
Street,
draft,
again, you're
by
missing
looking
the
at the
point.
quarterback, who else was better than Anthony?
That's why you trade down. You trade down. If you don't see that quarterback there, you trade down. You don't be scared to trade down in the draft and get more picks
I would.
and bolster your roster.
man.
Then go,
I would.
I'm
Bro.
trading down.
yeah,
I ain't scared to trade down and get more picks.
I wouldn't either.
You right. They could have went another route.
Yeah, especially when that quarterback not there.
But can you? But here's the thing that I think everybody's missing here, gentlemen. If you feel like you have the infrastructure in place, you got the offensive-minded coach, you have the offensive line, you have the weapons on offense. Even if your quarterback needs developing, you're thinking we got the organizational structure around us. He should have the opportunity to grow and be successful. The only person to blame here for the lack of success is him.
Yeah,
and injury. Don't forget the injury. He's been injured now. He's been injured.
But that's on him though. I know injuries are part of the game, but he also got to learn.
All those quarterback powers was on him. Those quarterback powers, those quarterback powers.
He can audible. He can audible.
Young quarterback. They're not giving. The dude got 12 starters. He not audibling out of nothing, y'all. All right, he gonna run the play. The quarterback, the coach give him.
He think he can run over everybody.
They set that kid up for failure. The organization has not been good in years. They set him up to fail, Host. They set him up to fail, man.
You've been a football fan longer than me.
And why people keep drafting him on fantasy football?
He ain't had no wide receivers, bro.
I don't remember the Colts being good in my lifetime, other than when Peyton was there.
Exactly.
Maybe when Jim Harbaugh played, they had a good little run one time.
That was who the hell is Mel Kiper year?
The years Andrew Luck was there?
Yeah, it went to playoffs.
It was all right. Yeah, I forgot about that. They were decent. They were decent.
Like 2012.
Hold up, Rock. 2012. Hold up. Respectfully, the only reason why they were relevant for that decade with Andrew Luck was because of Andrew freaking Luck. That's what I said. His talent and his skill.
Street said he didn't. He hasn't.
I forgot about Andrew Luck. He didn't play 10 years though. Hold on a minute now.
He played like what?
He was a comment, but that's what I'm saying. Like they were only good during his time period.
He only played enough to get his second contract, and then he was out of there.
They didn't do anything to help him. He had
they built up the O line after he left. They built the O line up after.
It's kind of like what they doing to Richardson though. They ain't got no receivers. He ain't coming there with no top-notch receivers.
Exactly.
Name
that receiver he played with. Name a receiver.
Pittman, Michael Pittman.
Retreads.
Pierce.
No.
Hey, come on, man.
Alex Pierce was lighting up.
Alex Pierce was lighting up the
the white boy.
Yeah. Matt.
Him and Pittman ain't no.
Yeah.
They're not household names, but they're not.
He's solid. He's solid. But
I'll
tell you this: if Pierce is your number one receiver
on the low, he be getting 1,000 yards on.
Let me tell you something. T-Rock. If Pierce is your number one receiver, you ain't winning a lot of games.
Michael Pittman
you're not winning a lot of games.
Michael Pittman ain't number one receiver.
That's what separates the great quarterbacks from the.
If he's your number one receiver, you're not winning a lot of games. If those are your number one receivers, you're not winning. Those should be your second and third receivers.
Just like we said in the topic before, they in a division like Carolina. The Indianapolis Colts have been playing in that last game of the season to get to play for the division. So I mean, with them receivers that you're naming, they still good enough to still be kind of in that hunt or in that playoff.
It's a facade
because of the coaching.
When you play up against good, it's a facade. When you go up against a good team, they're not gonna pan out. You know what I mean?
So we should say that about your team then. Your team is
we got bona fide. We probably got the best receiver duo in the league or close to it. Top 5 easily.
I don't know. Y'all ain't got the best receiver duo.
Top 5 easily though. Top 5.
I don't know about that. The best receiving duo guy will probably be in Minnesota or in Cincinnati.
It ain't in Minnesota. I give it Seattle. I give it Cincinnati. That's where it's at.
Not in Minnesota.
Jordan Addison and
they got one good receiver.
Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson.
Give me CD and Pickens.
Yeah, you gotta do.
Give me CD and Pickens.
You gotta put
Let's
some
go. Like I told you, every time we line up,
I had your boy in fantasy last year.
Every time we line up against the
him.
boys in Minnesota,
I had him in fantasy last year. He went missing in some games. I needed him. So
hey, listen, he ain't got Kenny Pickett throwing him the ball no more. Now he got Dak Prescott throwing him the ball.
No, I'm talking about CD Lamb. I had him in our league last year.
Yeah,
I needed him big in the playoffs.
Don't do that. Yeah. CD gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right.
That's your official partner, bro. That's your official partner.
That's my dude right there, man. It's streets, baby.
That's your official
my dude, bro. I told you, bro. I go to war for streets, boy. That's my dude, bro.
Hey, man, you don't stop coming for my quarterback, man.
Sit here and say Minnesota ain't
have me on here like T.O.
I know, right?
That's my quarterback. My quarterback. But y'all right.
I don't know what we're gonna do with street, bro.
T-Law do got a lot to prove, though. He got to prove something. At least, lower your interception rate a little bit better.
Yeah.
Stop making them dumb throws. I will say that.
Oh, Lord have
He
mercy.
made a lot of questionable throws.
Amen to that. Amen to that, boy. Good Lord. Ooh, I knew it. Back-to-back weeks, man. I knew that I was gonna get something started. I knew it.
That mystery topic bringing out that energy.
Loving it, boy. Loving it. I told y'all. I tell y'all on it.
Yeah, we did say that. We were saying that when you.
I told you these guys gonna put on the show for y'all. I told y'all. I tell you. We get out of here. It's going 9 o'clock. All right, man. That's our show for today, man. As always want to thank you for watching another episode of the Real Sports Talk Show, man. If you could be so kind and drop us a like, hit that thumbs up, man. Hit that thumbs up. And if you know somebody that knows somebody, share it. Share it as well, man. Share it as well. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell for all notifications here. Notifications.
I had to go upstairs and apologize. My wife was like, talk about my Cowboys.
There you go. There you go.
I don't want to get off. So I'm going to apologize before I get off.
I love it.
Hey, you got to apologize, boy. Good Lord. Oh, boy. Day one.
Tell I'm in the heat of the moment.
Take us out, day one. You ain't lying, boy.
I don't know about you guys, man, but I kind of miss this energy in my sports content, man. Like
streets is here, that's why.
I know, man. Every time you turn on the TV, it's like you see guys in suits on TV talking about the same old topics day after day, week after week. But here on the Real Sports Talk Show, man, we give you a wide variety of topics every time. You never know what host is going to throw at you. And you're always guaranteed to have engaging, energetic, high-powered conversations whenever you come through. So forget ESPN, forget First Take. You want to listen to Stephen A. play solitaire during the finals, or you want to watch us have a passionate conversation about sports? So,
yes, dude.
You don't want to produce all fitting videos, dancing. Come on to Death Row. Come on to Real.
Yeah, should. Yeah, should.
Get him, should. Word, man. Hey, before we get out of here real quick, man, we got Game 7 of the NBA Finals tomorrow at 8 o'clock between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers, man. Mark, who you got?
Who I got?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you know me, man. I spent time in that 405, so, I got to roll with the team from Oklahoma. So
Oklahoma, baby. They get some thunder. They get some thunder. I see Streets already say, he said, I like Indy in 7.
That's right.
Indianapolis. Okay. I say Indianapolis. Indiana Pacers knock off Oklahoma City. Plot thickens. Right. MVP, who you got? Oklahoma City or the Indiana Pacers?
Going to Oklahoma. I at first I was gonna go Indiana if Indiana would have took care of business early in that series, but the fact that it's a Game 7 and Oklahoma know that they could have closed out Game 6 in Indiana and didn't come out. They came out a shell of themselves. But yeah, I think tomorrow night the MVP gonna put up another 40-point game. He having one hell of a series. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and Jamal Williams,
Yeah,
balling.
and Williams. Yeah, Jalen Williams. Yeah,
Jalen Williams. Sorry, yeah, Jalen Williams. Yeah, he been balling.
That's
man.
crazy though. Jalen Brown won it last year, and this year Jalen Williams possibly the lead.
Yeah, if they win it, they better get him the MVP.
You got a way to slide them Celtics into it, don't it?
You hear
about that? You hear about Dak all day, so you know.
I wish my brother.
It's the middle of June, and
I wish my brother on him, bro. My oldest brother, he is a Boston Celtics to the day.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
He's a Celtic boy all day.
Well, they're gonna be down in the dumps for a few years, and look, Tatum coming off the injury, they gonna be down a little bit.
Nah.
Hey. Brad Stevens is a genius. He's a genius.
We don't go that route. Stevenson gonna
genius. That mug.
Y'all might do that in Charlotte.
Y'all gonna trade Porzingis? You gonna need that to trade Derek White? You gotta trade somebody with this tier stuff.
Trade Porzingis. I tell you like this: Porzingis and Drew Holiday might be gone, but Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, they better be.
Well, one of them two gonna be gone. I know you want to hold on to one of them two. One of them two got to go. I would keep Derek White.
Yeah,
hell yeah, I keep Derek White. Hell yeah,
of course.
I keep Drew Holiday. I keep crazy as hell.
Nah, they ain't gonna be
gotta go.
Nah, Drew Holiday.
What's the beef with the Hornets, bro?
What?
You throw shade at us all night, bro. What we do to y'all?
I'm just saying, you in street. You know, y'all was ganging up on my boy Trevor Lawrence. You know, I gotta have some type of get back. You know, y'all got me in football. You know, I'm the only dude on the. I'm the only dude on the panelist. Ain't got a Super Bowl, you know. My team ain't got a Super Bowl, so you know I gotta take a shot.
You even make it a Super Bowl.
We ain't made it there yet, so you know, stick and move when I can.
Yeah. See, he got a defense mechanism going up right now.
Yeah. That's funny.
I didn't even think about that.
I ain't trying to hear that. That was shady.
I never even thought about that. That's some shit. All right, cool. Let's get out of here, man. We coming back to you, man. Next Saturday night, man, 7 p.m. with more of the hottest sports news. And hopefully, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, we should be fully staffed with Q Dog returning next week, man. Hopefully, we can get trivia back rolling here. We got streets back, so hopefully we can get trivia going, man. So because we got a vacant NBA trivia championship that's out there lingering, so we got to set up a tournament or something, man. We got to get things out, set things going, man. Oh, there it is. There you go. Streets got them all, man. So hey, we might have to get trivia started back up. And those of you that's new watching, man, trivia, man, we have fun at the end of the show, man. We do trivia, head-to-head trivia. Again, we don't the podcast that does that, so you might want to tune in. But we have fun the whole show, but definitely at the end we have head-to-head trivia. So we got to get that set up really soon. Philly G, hit me up. I see you, Philly G. But and speaking of trivia, man, next Wednesday, we're gonna have an episode of Talk to and Wrestling, man. We're gonna talk about what's currently going on in the world of professional wrestling. And at the end of the show, man, we will have a wrestling trivia showdown. The Real Sports Wrestling Trivia champion Rockstar Rock defends his title against Young Mark, and it will, like always, be a banger with these two men. Man. These two have put on some of the greatest trivia matches in Real Sports history. So come on back Wednesday at 7 p.m. live right here on YouTube, man. My advice to everybody is it is hot. It is very, very hot outside. So it goes everybody, please stay hydrated. Stay hydrated, man, because it is hot. But importantly, man, everybody around the world, please be safe and stay safe. On behalf of myself, Day One, Streets, and the MVP, be safe, stay safe. And that's in order.